joke. He wanted everything to cause laughter and just be a good time. I think it's safe to say that everyone in this room is wounded right now in some kind of way. Some of us more than others, maybe. But one thing I've come to realize is that we are all connected somehow, and Greg is still here very much, living inside me and every single person that he's touched, and he will continue to live on. And if there's one thing he wanted, it would be everyone here to enjoy each other's company and laugh and have a good time. So after this, I hope we all can do that. I met Greg in 4th grade. He was a chubby kid wearing t-shirts that my mom would have let me wear. And I thought he was cool for that. And he looked neat and he looked tough. And I wanted him, in 4th grade we used to always wrestle with the 5th graders out at recess. And I wanted to recruit a bodyguard of sorts. And I thought Greg was going to be that for me, but he ended up just being really nice and gentle and goofy, and we just became very fast friends. And we grew up together, and we always fantasized about starting a band, starting as low as 5th grade. And when we got into high school, we met a good buddy, Cody Wingler, and we played Nirvana songs and Blink-182 songs and Taking Back Sunday songs in his garage. And we were very passionate about music together. And then Cody took his own life, and that had a huge impact on Greg. Every year, around that same time of year, Greg would be an absolute wreck. And I don't think that pain ever left him. And I think that Greg was tortured by a lot of inner demons and a lot of past traumas. And I don't think that he felt comfortable addressing a lot of those. And that's something I want to touch on here is if you have that black cloud hanging in your mind, if it's even remotely there, don't be afraid to reach out and get help for that. Don't be afraid to tell anyone, a single loved one about it. And, it's funny, we grew up in what people call an emo band, but we were always very reserved emotionally. We never, it was always ridiculous if you showed your emotions. And as an adult man, I want to stress to everyone here now that is ridiculous. It's absolutely okay to cry. It's absolutely okay to feel things, and it's absolutely okay to be sad right now. And it's okay to lean on people that you love and that you need for support. Greg was one of the most loved people I've ever met, and he just didn't know it. He just did not know how much people loved him. And every time I was around him was a good time. I can't remember a single bad time with Greg. And he was hardworking. He was extremely loyal. He always wanted to be the first in line to help somebody else, but the last in line to ask for help. He was the best friend I ever had. And if there's one thing to learn from this, I think it's that everyone should strive to be that friend that Greg was. If someone asks you for help, drop what you're doing and help them. If you can, do it. You might be busy in the moment, but you'll feel better about it later. Just do everything you can for each other. And I know that every single Every single person in here has probably asked themselves, what could I have done? You know, that's the go-to response when something like this happens. What could I have changed? What could I have done differently? And I think in Greg's case, there was nothing anyone could have done. I think Greg knew for a long time that we always joked about, well, we're not going to be old men, you know, we're just not going to do it. Greg, we didn't want to grow up, you know. We didn't want the good times to end. But I realize now that they don't have to, you know. They don't have to stop. And that's one thing Greg has helped me realize, is that the good times can last forever. And the bonds that we create are everlasting. You don't have to look at someone you've talked to in the past and say, oh, I haven't talked to them in forever. They don't want to hear from me. They don't want to talk to me. Every single person you've ever connected with is still right there where you left them. And you can come back and reconnect again and again and again, and there should be no shame in that. In the grand scheme of things, the life we're given is extremely minuscule and short. And Greg's life was a shooting star on one of those nights. And I think the impact that he made on everyone in this room will just carry on and on forever. And I think that we need to take something good away from this and lean on each other as much as we possibly can, offer support, laugh, smile together, have a good time, and communicate. Talk about your emotions, talk about what you're feeling, talk about what you're thinking. But at the end of the day, just fucking have fun together. I love Greg, and I know you all do too, and thank you all so much for coming out to show support, and please do your best to have a good time for the rest of the day. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Johnny.